And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand, yet another live stream from Poland. In our last live stream a couple of days ago, we discussed and updated you on the drama that was currently ongoing at the Polish border, that Polish patriots had been travelling in their numbers hundreds of kilometres to the border to protect the border after reports of illegal immigrants coming over the border of Lithuania, Belarus, and of course Germany. There was also other reports and sightings, of course, of German police reportedly dumping illegal migrants within Poland. This has sparked a chain reaction, as stated. The patriots, of course, did go to the border. Every sort of working man started taking turns on patrolling the Polish border, and in our latest update we provided you was that the Polish military had been deployed to the border to protect the country. Now, of course, a couple of days later we're starting to see video footage of the Polish military in action on the border, them stopping illegal immigrants from actually crossing. We've got some more patriots, of course, flooding to the border as well to help out the cause. And we've actually got some shocking footage from Netherlands and from Poland of the German police actually dumping or attempting to dump illegal migrants into each of those respective countries. So we've got an action-packed one for you today, guys. As always, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get involved in the live chat. We will be taking your reaction a little bit later on. But let's get into the video footage, firstly, of the Polish military and them being deployed, of course, to the border. As you can see here in these images, I'm going to show you first, is that, oh, sorry, that's the wrong video. Oh, sorry, that's also the wrong video. What's going on here? This is what happens when I don't prepare properly. There we go. We've got a detainee there. But essentially, the operation has begun. The Polish army is supporting the board guard and police on border with Germany. At the same time, we are expanding activities on the border with Lithuania as a part of some Polish term operation. Up to 5,000 soldiers are prepared for action. We are strengthening security, decisively responding to migration threats, said the country's Minister of National Defense, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamyk. This was also accompanied with this video. Now, whilst the military are on the ground, some more footage has emerged today of Polish farmers driving towards the Polish-German border as well to help the Citizens Patrol movement. That's essentially Polish patriots and civilians patrolling the borders to stop these illegals coming in. Here's some of the tractors, some footage of the tractors making their way to the border. And now here's some more footage, of course, in the wheat fields of the Polish Border Patrol movement.
Porzucili, rzucę, proszę. Są rzeczy ich? Proszę bardzo, Straż Graniczna. Proszę bardzo, filmujemy. O, macie inżynierów. To tak właśnie wyglądają inżynierowie, którzy przekraczają nielegalną granicę. I wiemy, Straż Graniczna, my wiemy, że oni tutaj są, ale nie jesteśmy w stanie ich znaleźć. Opakowania po iPhone'ach. Staramy się, jest nas tutaj 12 osób, przeszukujemy ten las.
There was also video footage earlier on today of a German police car getting caught out attempting to dump an illegal migrant before being chased away by the Polish patrol movement, or the Polish sort of civilians that were on the ground. This is what's reportedly been happening over the last week, 2 weeks. German police reportedly just dumping them off, and as you can see here on the border, this German police car is stopped in its tracks.
Ludzie mówią, że nic się nie dzieje, a oni tutaj jeżdżą co 2 godziny, to czyli coś musi być na rzecz. A wszyscy...
So that was on the border earlier on. Now, there is also some footage from the Netherlands as well, showing and depicting a German police van, just like that one, actually dumping somebody off with their suitcase. Have a watch of this.
Buiten gooien. Nou, dan gaat de schuifdeur open, één politieagent stapt uit. Daarop staat die meneer, dan komt ook naar buiten, daar. Een ander maakt daarachter de kofferbak open. Die van de kofferbak geeft die man zijn koffertje, want die heeft schijnbaar een koffertje bij zich. Dan komt er nog eentje aanlopen, die heeft nog een envelop met persoonlijke bezittingen. Dus wat je normaal gesproken als je opgepakt wordt eigenlijk krijgt. Dus lijkt het mij al meteen een crimineel, tenminste, dat is anders heb je niet zo'n envelop erbij. Nou, ene maakt de schuifdeur dicht. Die meneer zegt nog wat, de politie zegt nog wat. En uiteindelijk stappen ze in en rijden ze gewoon weg. En dan zie je alleen nog maar die meneer achterblijven. Hier in de niks of nowhere, want hier is gewoon voor de rest niks.
So there you go. I mean, that's video evidence that, of course, it is happening. But as stated, Poland are no longer going to be allowing this to happen now that the military are in place. And as stated, this has been fairly successful so far. As stated, they've already caught the first batch of illegals in the first minutes. Border checks began at midnight, obviously this morning. And just minutes later, Polish border guards stopped a suspicious vehicle at the border with Lithuania. Inside were 4 illegal migrants, reportedly from Afghanistan, according to the border guard press service. The new controls officially came into force overnight on July 7th, and Poland has set up 13 temporary checkpoints along the Lithuania border and 52 alongside the German one. So there you go, there's some results there of the military being put into place and protecting the border. They've already, of course, stopped these individuals from crossing. Now, there has also, of course, been a bit more stuff that's been happening as well on the borders. And in fact, the migrants, it's being reported by Visegrad, have actually been fighting back. Essentially, migrants have been attacking the Polish border guards with nail-spiked stakes. From Friday to Sunday, violent incidents occurred at the Belarus-Poland border near Kmercha and Mikołaj. Sorry for my outrageous Polish pronunciation there. Polish authorities report that the border patrols faced stones, bottles and sharpened wood stakes with nails. Border guards shared a photo of one of the improvised weapons. No officers were injured, but one patrol vehicle was damaged. Over the weekend, the Poldaski Border Division recorded over 170 illegal crossing attempts, with about 200 across the entire Belarusian border, slightly fewer than the previous weekend. So, as you can see, it certainly is kicking off on the Polish border right now with regard to everything. Everyone, it seems, is mucking in. The military there with 5,000 deployment on all of the borders, 13 checkpoints as stated, and it's working. It's working. That is something that's working. We're starting to already see, despite it coming into action on midnight last night, is something that's working. It's not, they're stopping people and detaining them and sending back the other way. I can't quite believe to see what's happening with the German police and what the heck they're doing at this moment in time. Again, this is just being reported, and we're starting to see video footage emerge of this. It's absolutely shocking from Germany, might I add. But Poland aren't going down without a fight, and it's not just the military that are getting involved, it's everyday civilians that are turning up in their numbers as well to do patrols. For not paying, they're not getting paid, they're just doing it for the sake of the love of their country, walking up and down taking turns on doing sort of shifts, if you want to call it that, to protect their homeland. It's quite inspiring to see, actually. Yeah, it certainly is kicking off. There's probably going to be more to come from this, but Poland taking drastic action to stop what is going on. Let's take some comments from the live chat, guys. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Here we go, let's got here. Your boy says, it's not just about safety. I'm in a sanctuary city in the USA. Since deportation started, pay for the local unskilled labor has doubled. For skilled trades, it almost has tripled. Valentina says, freedom of movement has to go. Well, I don't necessarily have a problem with freedom of movement as such, in my personal opinion. You know, I don't mind people living in different countries and doing all these kind of things, but you have to be a pillar. You have to firstly come in legally, and then secondly, you have to abide by the country that you're staying in, and of course, be a pillar to the community. I keep saying it every time. I've lived abroad many, many times, and I don't go there, certainly, and try and change their values and beliefs, firstly. Secondly, I don't go there trying to scrounge off their government and their taxpayers. And thirdly, I always have a point to prove. You know, I'm there in their country. You know, I'm trying to be a pillar to the community, whether that's bringing in money that I have and spending it within their shops and spending it within their restaurants, spending it in their accommodation. That's being an asset to the community. That's something that I'm all for in terms of migration, but certainly it's gone too far the other way, so we probably have to have a bit of a stopgap. But illegal immigration is certainly a different subject. Andy says, excellent idea. Deploy our army to defend our borders. Are they fighting anywhere? No, make them earn a salary. Exactly, Andy. It's I've always said it about the military, that the British military aren't really doing anything. I've served in the British military, and I was there for 5.5 years, and you don't really do much. I'm being perfectly honest. Sorry, guys that are serving at this moment in time. I'm probably calling you out a little bit, and you'll probably hate me for it. But they don't do much, if you're not on exercise or training drills, you're doing nothing, really. You're just kind of sat around in camp doing nothing. And I'm sure a lot of these guys would want to do their job for real and actually go out there and patrol the borders and have a feel like they're doing something for the cause, doing something for the country. I know a lot of guys that would really take that job and really fill them with pride doing a job like that, patrolling the borders. And we certainly can do it because we're not deployed anywhere. Jane Lindsay says, our beautiful isle's all about done. We're trying to defend our shore. We're the ones that end up in cuffs. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the case in the United Kingdom, to be perfectly honest with you. You're absolutely right. A lot of people saying, well done to Poland. This is how it's done. Well, it does certainly feel that Poland are, ahead of the curve. But that's because their country is pretty unanimous, actually. Pretty unanimous. And I always got a funny story, I'll tell you it. I was on a party bus in Vietnam, funnily enough, in Vietnam. And there was a bunch of Polish girls at the back. And some weird liberal guy. I mean, he was foaming at the mouth, and you know, everyone's on the piss trying to have a good time. You know, have a little bit of a drink, traveling. No one wants to talk about politics. But I couldn't help overhear him. He just started. You know, the guys that look like they've not watched. This is what he looked like, and he essentially just turned to the 4 girls at the back of the bus and says, "Your country is absolutely disgusting on the way that they treat." People and thing, and they're like, we don't care. We want our country to remain Polish. We want our values and traditions to stay. And he went insane. And as any guy does here on the bus, me and my brother were sat there, and I think another friend of ours, and we, knowing that he was German, we started triggering him about AFD. and it didn't look good. But it took the deflection off those Polish girls at the back of the bus, and then he started arguing with us, and then we were saying, yes, Alice is great, Alice is this, Alice is that, and he was foaming, honestly, spit everywhere, glasses, the lot. It was a melon, man. It was a melon. I would use a different word, but I suppose it's before 9 o'clock. But yeah, what an absolute douche. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the Polish people are unanimous on wanting to protect their traditions and values. Yes, you'll probably get that minority in terms of the Antifa, but within the United Kingdom, it does feel a bit split, and you can see that represented in the election results. You can see that represented in the local elections, but I do feel the tide is turning. I see a lot of the younger generation as well turning to more of the sort of right side of politics, and that's also glorious to see as well, because everyone is fed up and are starting to wake up. But yeah, guys, I've rambled on enough. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below with regard to Poland. And if you haven't already, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back with some more breaking news within the United Kingdom. We're starting to see these European videos. People start liking these updates with regard to other countries as well. So we'll potentially provide you with some other updates across Europe also, as they are fighting the same fight as us at this moment in time. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.